What's up, y'all? I'm back on this channel. I don't give a fuck about this channel, truthfully. I've alluded to this. I really don't care about this channel much anymore. I have one high-effort video that I want to eventually put out. And then after that, I don't know. High-effort relating to 1v1. I might post some draft games here and there. Or some random shit if there's an offside tour. If you want me to make videos, just host an offside tour, man. Pretty simple. Anyways, stupid intro no one cares about aside. I've heard a lot of YouTubers talk about, like, how do I say this? Like, the stupidest inspirations for their videos. And I had, like, a crazy spiral over this game. So, I've calc open real quick, but it's not as relevant. So let's go over this game. This game inspired this video. So, we have Darmg versus Feeny. This can go a million different ways, but Band is usually hella good, either with the Impact or Thrash. Thrash is kind of a tech from the engine. I don't think people really run anymore. Just as like a strong move to hit water fairies, but we see it takes 99, so that's cool. And then we see the wiki, and at this point, I watch 1v1 games from time to time. Last PL, all my friends played it mostly. Not all of them, but a good amount of homies played 1v1 PL. So I was just constantly watching and shit. This PL isn't kind of like that, so I kind of feel like I'm actually having fun watching it, which is cool. You know, I watch like SPL and shit. I love watching the game. Especially because, you know, nothing crazy happening in Pokemon or like sports wise, you know, except the NBA Finals, which, you know, it wasn't today. So I just had a boring Sunday watching some PL games. This actually, I think this was yesterday I watched this, but either way, same shit. So Wikiberry / Iapapa, I think it's always Wiki, is actually for Darmg. Let's calc this shit. 1v1 Adamant Giga versus Tapu Fini. Anti-Galarian Darmanitan. Anti-Galarian Darmanitan. So you'll actually see, let me check my OBS and see if it's good. Okay, that looks good. 99.1 max. So, yeah, it max rolled. But, I mean, look, all you gotta do in the situation is click Iron Defense twice, because then it's gonna do 33 and you recover 50 with D-Kiss minimum. Or no, you recover, I read that wrong. 40 with D-Kiss minimum. You recover 19.2 times 2, which is damn near 40. So you're always gonna out heal because they're gonna recharge, and you'll be able to with the big health boost, you're gonna be able to out heal Giga Impact, right? I was talking with Jacob about this. You should know, so when you're at +4, I like kind of knew this intrinsically, but I didn't actually know like the super math straight up, even though I've been playing Pokemon for a million years. So, you know, +1 is 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. So 99 divided by 3 is 33, and you're at 35. So if you just ID twice, you're never gonna lose this because you'll be it'll be a third of the damage max roll. So you'll never lose this if you ID twice. This is Tenza, by the way, and this is, I think, Enkel. Yeah, he's on a little revenge tour. I think in this series he was like using some text or like some swagging out a little bit. I feel like he has more to prove than Zoe, because I've watched like every Zoe Team Tour game, and I see a lot of mistakes. Zoe's a homie. People that make mistakes, if they ask, I try to help them, you know. I've watched every Zoe game, and I wasn't as high as on Zoe prior to in the draft as other people, because I'm like, I don't know, I feel like you're just not getting consistently good play in teams. Zoe have some good moments, but there's also some certified Zoe moments, which you're about to see. Zoe's kind of like a bad manager magnet, which means you're not unlucky. It means you're not offering something to the elite managers. So now, after a fucking long time, like I noted in my PRs, Zoe games are actually gonna matter because Zoe's team, the Thweckies, I think, they have a pretty decent lineup. So yeah, as we went over, all you gotta do is ID twice. ID 1, cool. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Damn, we're so lucky. Good job, Zoe. Slight timer drop. Fuck it. D-kiss. And then you don't out-heal the Giga anymore. Random SCM. Well, I guess technically you have to see him and maybe like hope for like a max roll or something, which is what I think happened because it did 46. You're hoping for like a super min roll. So Tensai chokes and loses the game. And then I was thinking, I was like talking to Tensai. I was probably mean. Cause I'm a in Mons, you know, in a lot of things, I'm like a tough love kind of guy. I'll call you out if you need to get called out, right? But maybe I went too far. But then I realized, this is why you went to bad managers all the time. This is why you're not attractive to people that are actually trying to compete, right? And then I was thinking, I've had chokes. Do not get it twisted. I've had chokes. I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't. But most of the time, I'm not having as many Tensai moments, and that got me thinking about like how I view competition, my competitive mindset, right? My competitive mindset. That's what this video is about. So I was thinking, I take too much damn pride in how I play the game to have a moment like this. All you need to do, Tensai looked like they had timer 150, right? And you made the right play here. You had over 2 minutes to do a really simple calculation. This is a simple calc, not even considering the fact that if you're at +4, then it's going to be a third of the damage, and you're going to out-heal with double D-kiss, right? Double D-kiss min roll, by the way. It's not. There's no other factors at all. This set is designed. Sorry, drinking water. This set is designed to win, and you basically make like one of the only plays you can make to actually lose. And you know what else I think was a choke? I think this CM was also a choke. Someone mentioned this and I forgot. D-kiss is stronger than +1 D-kiss because that's only 1.5. So there is so much stupid shit happening. And if anyone remembers that Tensai Superior vs Garchomp game, I think it's deleted. I think it's gone forever. But it was basically just clicking Dragon Pulse instead of Leaf Storm. I think turn 1 against the Garchomp and Oras with AV Serp. Yeah, so there's actually 2 chokes. I didn't realize there's 2 game-losing chokes. That's nuts, dude. So yeah, I was thinking about something, and this is a thought I've had for a while. Pokemon and tournaments in general, Pokemon tournaments specifically, not ladder really. Maybe some ladder players, but Pokemon tournaments have too many people that are burned out and just playing to fucking play it. If you're, in my opinion, something that helped me get better at 1v1 and get further was to minimize the amount of tours I was in. Like, it's true that if you're new, it's good to play a lot of shit to learn, and just you know try to like kind of cram your info. If like, oh shit, I need to learn this tour by this this other tour that I care about, or I need to learn like a tier before this tour. Let me lock in and play as much as I can. That's cool, right? But I think the best that I've done in Pokemon was when I was refreshed. My SM 1v1 tour that like I'm never gonna stop talking about this, because I mean, if you watched, I fucking dominated everyone except fucking Drip Legend and Itchyfoot. Like I lost like the same ratio every single. Let's see this real quick. Challenge. So if we look at this real quick, I lost +3, or I won +3, +3, +3, Landon +3, Aaron +3, Aaron +3. I won the exact same ratio of games. Maybe not exact ratio, but I won with the same differential every time, right? And I was winning a lot, and that shit I was refreshed, and that got me thinking. I think at the end of my Trashany era, I had like I made classic finals pretty easily, and I was doing pretty good in champs, but I wasn't in any other tours. I think I like just finished losing like some like Nat Dex tour or some shit like that, but like I was just putting my focus on those 2 tours. And then when I come back for the SM tour, I haven't played in a million years, and I just felt so like rejuvenated, and it just felt so good to I'm playing this tour, I'm gonna give it all I got, and if I lose, then fuck it. I mean, I tried. This tour has losers, if I take this risk, I took a lot of risks that tour. If I take this risk, I can, clutch it up in losers, especially because in losers there was no reset for finals. So like I always had a chance in losers if I got there, which I never did. And yeah, I think that was some of the best Pokemon I've ever played, because so let me give you a timeline of this shit, right? 2019, I was playing all the time, playing a bunch of different shit, blah blah blah, doing pretty good. 2020, I got banned, and under normal circumstances, I got banned. I think like January 6th, or it was very early in the year, right? And because of COVID, I never really had a chance to just go outside and just do other shit. And I didn't get into like any other like super duper interesting hobbies. I got into nuzlocking, which is what my other channel's about. Sub to that shit if you haven't, at Dom's Loser. I think at Dom the Loser is like technically the YouTube. Oh, I don't know what the fuck is playing here. I'm sorry that I had this loud out. This shit was too. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna have this like really quiet, I think is the best way to do this. Sorry if that was terrible. I don't know. But like I never had a chance to just do other shit. I got into like nuzlocking, but I didn't really like diversify my hobbies that much. Only like when I got to college, I started doing a lot more outdoors shit, like playing basketball all the time, and I started playing pickleball and shit. Pickleball's super fun. And I just started spending more time outdoors and with other people and shit. Because, oh, what the fuck, when COVID, kind of gets its shit lifted, you can actually do shit with other people. And so I was basically in a cycle of playing way too much Pokemon, even though I had really no business playing it. And then I get a new account and I can play even more than I was able to before. I put a bunch of side tours and like helped people and shit, and like honestly ghosted people. Yeah, this is a little too quiet or too loud. I just kept playing Mons over and over, and that's why I didn't win shit. People that make fun of me will talk about how I didn't win shit for a long time, and then talk about whatever the fuck else, to be honest. Right. I've gotten clowned a few different ways, but everyone's gotten clowned, and everyone clowns themselves. That's just part of it, like being a human. And then what the fuck, when I'm playing like 2 tours, I can do good in them. Like, when I feel like I'm locked in and I have all week to just figure some shit out, it really makes me feel refreshed, and I'm able to do some shit that I feel like in the builder or in the game when I have a clear mind, I feel like I have 20 times more options. Because, like, if you're in the swing of things, I'd be like, no, man, I can't use Volcanion, bro. That mon's ass in, like, SS or some shit. And then I wouldn't use it. But when I was playing the SM Tour, I was using a lot of different archetypes in Pokemon that I wasn't using before. Because I'm like, dude, like, let me just see what's good. I haven't played this tier in, like, seriously in many years. And I just want to see with an open mind, like, what's good. And, like, I was telling people about this. A lot of people have, like, don't really know how to play, like, CT me opponents. And to that, I say, two things. One of them is really small. The small thing is you want to avoid like certain glues. Certain glues are easy to target because it's like, if you're using this thing that can easily get checked as like say you're using like Swampert as your Lando T counter in SM, for example. If you EV your Lando T, you can live an Ice Beam. That's just some random example I just made up. Because there's the analysis set has like this weird micro 50-50 where Ice Beam is a roll for no reason because it's bulked for PC for no reason. So it's like a micro 50-50 on whether you want to Ice Beam or Yaw on turn 1 because it can sub or it can like go for the roll and just SD, right? But if you're fighting a CT opponent, you want to avoid certain glues that you know someone can just target. Like, oh, they use Bulldozer or Shifu counter, bam, I'm a PJ the hoe. Or like, another thing is you want to do what I did in the SM Tour. Okay, I'm super glazing myself. I'm sorry. You want to just use as many diverse things as you can. Your opponent is not going to CT everything, especially if it's not in your usage or it's not in, like, you know, the super meta spam cycle of whatever fucking tier you're talking about. You want to use your shit that you like. Don't use bad shit to use bad shit. Use stuff that you like in SM. I was using Nihilego because I'm like, you know what? I've like barely used any rock types, and like this Pokemon is put in a position to succeed. It has really good coverage, actual 100% accurate rock move, which I value personally. And its second or its third and fourth move can be anything, which I found really cool. So I'm like, fuck it, you know what? I'll use Nihilego, and then it worked out for me. But anyways, this is a long-winded way of saying, in my opinion, there's 2 reasons you should enter a Pokemon tournament. No, actually, okay. Well, no, okay, let me rephrase this. There's 2 factors, right? Having fun and competing. Those are the reasons people join, right? So, in my opinion, you should either prioritize having fun and just having fun, or having fun and truly trying to compete. Like, if I was kind of burnt out, but I like kind of was like FOMOing, like fear missing out, like, shit, dude, I like kind of feel like I have to play this team tournament or whatever, or like, dude, one of my friends wants to buy me, I can't say no to this, right? I would well, the friend thing is tough because if you start trolling them, they're gonna get mad. But like, bro, if you're in the open auction and you don't care who buys you and you're just trying to play some Pokemon, I've told people, bro, just start playing like Bomb 21 XD. And like, okay, you don't have to play exactly like Bomb 21 XD. You can like play like 75% of Bomb 21 XD or like 50% of Bomb XD. But if you're trying, you play Pokemon, you should be trying to have fun, right? Go play like Bomb if you want to. Go run Dragalge and like, oh man, he has so much junk that he uses that it's kind of inspirational. But like, there's people that'll be like Bomb, or there's people like Taurus players that get past teams and they just click buttons because 1v1 is like a gimmick format to them and they kind of think it's funny. Or you know, you should be trying to have fun and compete, right? And truly compete. And I think if you're trying to compete, games like this are fucking inexcusable. You should have a little bit of embarrassment of losing. At the end of my trashing tenure, like, I stopped having fun. So I don't even really know why, because I'm just competitive at heart. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to that detour later. But I was only really competing and having zero fun. I was like fighting people like Emil and like Radu, who like, I mean, I'm obviously better than them, right? Like, it goes without saying. That's some ego shit, but at the same time, it's literally true. And I would have like, literally in my head, I would have nothing to gain whatsoever. I had a clutch game in pools. I think if we lost, if I lost it, and we made TB if we won, against fucking, what was that dude's name? Heyman 694. So, I don't know, some random numbers. That dude was like a super clown. I was fighting people like him, and Eblurb, and Radu, like in World Cup and Classic, and it's like, dude, I have literally nothing to gain by beating these people. Like, I feel literally nothing, and I'ma just feel like so embarrassed. So you can't have like anxiety of failing. You'll probably have that when you start a series, right? Anxiety of losing the series, right? Or just just pure nervousness. Doesn't even relate to anything. You can't really figure it out. Whatever. But you should feel something when you win, and if not, okay, you can just bounce back. You'll have a good next tour, next round, or whatever, right? You'll be fine. You'll live. You can redeem your legacy if you truly embarrass yourself. But I was like, dude, I'm fighting all these clowns, and if I gain nothing if I win because I'm not having fun with the game, and if I lose, I'm gonna take it as deep personal embarrassment. And that's not the way to play. I've heard, before this shit happened, I heard a lot of people talk about, like, before they quit or when they quit, they're like, yeah, I don't feel anything when I win, and the losses are terrible. And I'm like, wow, I relate to that so much. I feel like I have literally nothing to win or nothing to, like, gain when I beat these players, and, like, everything to lose if I lose to these players, right? So that's just not a good balance. So you should be competing and having fun. And if you're not, then you should prioritize having fun in a tournament, or you should stop and take a tour or two out, take a break, and come back and be ready. Like, my mindset is that, like, I realized this in the shower, actually. So my favorite Pokemon player ever is Ben Gay, Krang. He's hard to describe to people. But I can try it real quick. Hold on. Whoops, that was not correct. No this. So basically, if you don't play OU, this doesn't mean anything to you. But this dude was like the premier, like, he didn't even matchup fish, but he like totally like played, and he totally played the game in like a different way. He had like such a distinct style to him, where he would load like anything except the mons he thought that were bad, but like the anything was like truly anything. I'm trying to find. In my childhood video that's coming up, I'm gonna. These teams aren't a good example, but he basically spammed Dugtrio stall so much that it got banned from like everything. He totally thought the game in a separate way from other people. You have Volcarona, Dugtrio stall here, and I've heard ABR. This is, I think, finals of OST or something. I've heard ABR talk about this, and he talked about how, like, he brought Mantine because it was good into, like, all his, like, Fire plus Doug trio structures, like Zard Y plus Doug, which was really good at this point because it kind of just beat everything. Because Zard Y is walled by, like, Chansey, T-Tar, Heatran, Toxapex, and Doug just easily traps all of them. They're all ground weak. And so he talked about running Haze into, like, Baton Pass Cheese, this shit into like his Fire plus Doug trio shit, and his team was like, this team was like trying to beat like everything that someone could possibly run. His other name was Krang. Oh, that's probably the better. He brought Breloom and SMIU. No one ever brings this shit. He brought Mega Aggron, like super gross stall. He was gonna win this game until he choked or like got super outplayed. This was like his like last tour ever. Where was the Gyarados? Was it this one? where he brought flamethrower DD Gyarados and just started like troll flamethrowing this last mon that could never win for no reason. like this shit just was hilarious. This is like totally my favorite player ever, and it's not even close actually. But this dude, like, maybe he just plays the game his own way, but I always thought of it as like making a statement on the meta. I've always played Pokemon, or like ever since I was like even decent, I've always played to make a statement. I'm like, hey, bet you didn't think of this, buddy. Whether that's my play, whether that's my teams, whether that's the way I approach the game, everything I do in 1v1 is like trying to put my stamp on it. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at Oras, like, let's take a gander at some shit. Let's take a look at this stats comp. So, Mew got banned at Oras 1v1, I believe. And I personally would say that all the text from it were just straight up me, even after I got banned, bro. This, right as I got banned, I made for the second time, I got this shit, right? Because I was inspired by Jacob running double screen in SM with Z screens. I was like, bro, you could just do this shit in Oras, and Citrus is good for a lot of things. And this warped everything, because beforehand, okay, look at Key Mew, right? I'm actually gonna zoom in, I think. So Key Mew was Mew's obviously a super versatile Pokemon. That's what it's been the entire time. But I was watching an old video, and this was like totally the sentiment of it, right? Back in the day, is that Mew had 5 moves and really like 1 item. It would always run Key Stall in Oras. And when SM was the main gen, it was pretty much that too, plus Mewinium. It only like the elite players would like change its set. And it's like, there's no way this insanely versatile Mon is fucking not versatile, right? It had 5 Mews, and it couldn't really do anything to fire types. So I'm like, whoa, a big advantage of this set is that you can literally just set Gazard. Well, actually, no, you would lose to like certain Y sets that couldn't kill you, but this Mew just totally disrupted everything because it doesn't really have like supernatural counterplay. Then I made in Ballsack PL. Actually, I'm gonna show this video because I think the replay's dead forever, as many of them are. Don PL Ballsack is crazy, by the way. Holy shit. I think it was around this year as I was playing Kaif. No, that was Raymond. Where is it? This is like this is pretty good dimensions. So this is like the first time I unveiled it. I basically wanted to run Mew plus Manaphy because they're versatile and really OP, and like they don't really have supernatural counterplay, but the counterplay is guard, and so I just fucking teched it. Because at this time, well, that was full screen for no reason. At this time, like, a special Mew is obviously less inconceivable than a physical Mew. Like, why the fuck would I be a physical Mew? I have a Kyurem Black right there if I need to like hit some shit. And I seed bombed his ass. And then you have Yep seed bomb, and then Heat in the chat. So that basically flipped the guard matchup on its fucking head. Guess what? You actually have variance on that. Counter lets you beat a lot of shit that you can't OHKO, like maybe Kyurem Black or some shit. Deg used to like run this weird flame charge one as his Genesect check because he was allergic to like Charizard. PQS had this set that like is like a super insane troll. Pretty decent versus Zards because it's split F for Y, and you can just hacks X because you have, and also you do have Key. It beats Slowbro, which is big. I had this goofy set that beats Slowbro, and stuff like that. But Mew, guess what, bro? I explored offensive, physical, special, install, and like really the one tech left to like push this thing over the edge was like Moringa Berry, like a stall set that beat guard, because guard in ORS doesn't really have a big reason to go timid anymore, because you're gonna be slower than timid PZ anyways for like timid specs. There's really no reason to run timid unless you're running like some protect shit for like LOP and PZ, which is, those mons aren't really good enough to justify that as like a main staple set, you know what I mean? Okay, dude, this video is turning into such an ego fest. That's not really the point. The point of this video is kind of unclear, but basically, I play, like, all my hobbies I do with 100% passion and effort. Like, you can talk to my teammates in tours, I fucking try, unless I got drafted like some bullshit team that doesn't matter, like some meme fucking tour. But I give that shit my fucking all. Like, when I play basketball, I'm fucking 5'7", but I love basketball and I love playing and I love competing. So when I'm playing, okay, it's people who have no idea anything about basketball. Hold on. I'm gonna switch up to like some generic or basketball rebounding that won't get, NBA can like copyright strike me, so I'm not gonna. Yeah. So a rebounding is when you miss a shot, and why is he making shots? I don't care, bro. Is when you grab it after a miss. I'm 5'7". Everyone I play with is taller than me, usually by a good amount. There's no reason in theory I should ever be able to get a rebound. But I get rebounds because I'm always trying. Bro, I need to get new basketball shoes because my soles are like literally so ripped apart. It's crazy because I just full sprint everywhere. It's bad. It hurts my feet. I don't know why I play like this. But like, I play everything I love. I play with so much passion that there's no limits to me. I'll try to build every slot. I'll try to go for every ball I see. I'll try to freaking do what, like, is basically my limit in everything. I push my limits too hard in certain ways, right? Like, today, I'm competitive, right? Like, that should be obvious. I played golf today. I didn't play, like, a game of golf, but I really was, like, locked into golf for the first time in my life today. Because I want to be able to beat my brother in a game, and I want to be better than my brother. My brother's 2 years younger than me. If you have a brother, like, I know William and Zach both have brothers, and those guys are like GOAT level 1v1 players. So I should tell you something about like competition level and all that shit. But yeah, man. If you don't have that passion, I think you should find a way to have it. And you should be having a way, you should be a little bit afraid of embarrassment, not to the point where it's going to hamper your game, or like your consistent gameplay and mindset, but like games like this shit, hold on, I don't know what's going on here. Games like this should never happen. A Zero, or a Life Orb Zero Aura losing to a Moltres Galar, this should never happen. You click knockoff, which it revealed, and then Plasma Fist, and there's no fucking way it didn't have Plasma Fist, right? And no Plasma Fist Life Orb Zero, right? You should have a little bit of shame if you play games like this. And that sounds crazy, but that's how I've always approached the game. And I lost in ORS Cup Finals. Probably no one cares about or remembers this shit anymore. I lost Mega Altaria versus Mega Sableye because I clicked Hyper Voice and got Metal Bursted, even though I had Hyper Beam. That was just a choke. Hyper Beam will never lose because if they CM, I just, don't lose because I'm clicking a strong move. They have to recover. I just beam again, right? And if they're fucking Metal Burst, guess what? I kill them. There's literally no reason in any universe not to Hyper Beam, right? This is not a single reason. But I choked because I was clicking. If you're playing the 1v1 game, I find myself playing so much better when I'm thinking and then deciding instead of just, oh, I'm clicking buttons. Some people play the game to just click buttons and have fun. Cool, man. This video is not for those people. This is for the people that are like really like care too much about 1v1 mostly. But at the same time, they don't care because they have games like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain, but I have like a... No, it's not hard to explain. So let me explain the type of player that I'm kind of referring to sometimes. So this is Ty. He's kind of like one of those like mafia people. Like those like social game mafia kind of dudes. I've never really understood the appeal of those games personally, but you know, who cares about what the fuck I think. This is for, I don't even know what fucking Tor this is. This is like mono threat steel, which basically means both players are running mono steel. And this dude brings the whole family of steel fairies. Bro, that's like the worst selection of steel types that you could fucking possibly think of. The ones that are the worst into other steels. But this game was fucking hilarious. He literally mold breaker T-waved a fucking golden go, which I've like never seen in my life, by the way. And then he switched into the cousin, and then got the up. And then this game was just fucking hilarious. He almost won. He almost won with his own Z Celebrate Jirachi. But shockingly, I think he ended up getting fucking packed by Scarf Heatran, because guess what? He said before the match, yo, I'm probably gonna lose if you bring Scarf Heatran. But it's mono fucking steel, bro. Like, this is just a dude having fun with the game. And I admire that so much, because having fun is the key to, like, being locked in, if that makes sense. Like, he's just not taking this shit seriously, he's just trying to have fun. There's no reason to overthink the shit, right? It's for some stupid tour that doesn't matter, you know. Dude's having a fucking blast, I bet. This is the type of player that doesn't give a shit about shit. And Ty was talking about how, like, damn, bro, I can't believe people have an ego about Pokemon, because like he's actually not bad at the game at all. I haven't seen a crazy amount of his games, but he's definitely not bad at all. He like understands the game pretty well. And he was talking about like, oh, bro, like, I can't believe people have an ego about this shit. And I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I used to have an ego because it's kind of like, if you're getting really, really good at a Pokemon tier, it's like, it's a craft, kind of. It's like, you take pride in what you do. But at the same time, an ego is something that, I think it's fine to have an ego internally, but externally, bro, you should not have an ego about Pokemon. I have my entire career. I just talked about how I'm the only reason you got banned, right? But it's hard to explain, man. There's like this weird dichotomy of like having fun and competition that gets blurred really, really quick if you play a bunch of tours. That's basically the point of this video. Like, I want to drive home the point that there's so many people playing 1v1 right now. I'm talking about everything competitive Pokemon, because I think BKC made a video about this, how like competitive Pokemon players actually hate Pokemon, which is really true. People have been playing for so long, it kind of like the winning, the losing kind of desensitized them. They just kind of play the game just because they met people, and you know, why wouldn't they have the time and all that shit. But the line between having fun and the line between competition is pretty hard to balance when you are playing too many tours. Like, I'm telling people, take a break with this video if they need to. Like, the 1v1 has never been so farmable right now because there's so many people that don't give a shit. But at the same time, if you're playing like 1v1 PL or some shit, like, you need to be really locked in to actually win. If you're like, because motherfuckers don't build right now, that's the issue. There's just not enough people that actually truly build at like an acceptable level if you're like a perfectionist manager, which a lot of managers are. There's not enough people that build. No, okay, first off, there's not enough people that are capable of building, and there's not enough people that actually even build, like, and challenge themselves to have consistently new shit, like, or just like people don't build original shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain. The ratio of like non-builders to builders is kind of hard to explain, because some people like try to build, but it's not going to be at a manner that's going to let them consistently win games, unless they're against other people that also suck ass at building and don't give a fuck. Like, if you truly like the Scudas last year, pretty sure Owen, let me try to find this post. Owen had like a insane amount of teams built. I'm actually not gonna find the post. I don't really give a fuck. But he had like a ridiculous amount of teams built for PL. And I'm like, whoa, dude, that kind of reminds me of what I used to do, and that kind of reminds me of why I used to fucking hate the game. and I hear Jad talking about like, oh yeah, I could have managed, but I just don't feel like building all the fucking time. And it's like, if you actually truly want to win the tour, you gotta be locked the fuck in nowadays, because guess what? Most people aren't. You gotta be at a level, because like, activity wise, if you're more motivated than your opponent, you should win a majority of the time. If you watched the World Cup, West actually gave a fuck and was a series away, even a few games away from winning, right? The whole thing. That team gave a fuck because you have motherfuckers like Eli. Bro, having someone like Eli in 1v1 is crazy, because it's like, whoa, someone that actually is like really enthusiastic about the game and hasn't burnt the fuck out and become jaded. Like, how long are we gonna have this mode of him around for? Like, motherfuckers like that are just so out of the ordinary these days. That's why he went for, I don't know. He's probably the best player in the auction, even though motherfucker in World Cup lost to a Karos in finals. And then Gorilla, and he probably won 1 or 2 games in that both those series combined, right? But just having someone that wants to reach the playoffs and take it all the way is just something that is different. It seems like one of the ones at a motivation level that's like, it's not nothing, but it's not high. You know what I mean? And I keep telling people to take a tour off, take a tour off, take a tour off. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Is that like, if you play less Pokemon and just focus on certain tours, you're gonna be better, because you're gonna be fully locked in. Because like, I used to have like Sundays, Saturdays where I would have like 3 or 4 series, completely different tiers. I wouldn't be able to like truly lock in for 4 different tiers. Oh, 1v1, oh, GSC, OU, oh, some NU open. Like, I wouldn't be able to focus on all that shit, because I just had I had so much on my plate, and I didn't like effortlessly switch from tier to tier. It just didn't happen. I'll be like, oh shit, wait, this is OU. I actually have to think ahead instead of 1v1, where I just need to kind of weigh my options and just click a button and then click a button again. Yeah, my mindset right now is completely different from when I was just slaving on Smogon, just playing tour after tour after tour after tour after tour after tour. That shit, I mean, you can do it, and if you succeed with it, cool, but so many motherfuckers just did that and then burnt out and then stopped playing. Me, William, Zach, like, who the fuck, Dennis the Menace, who the fuck even, like is in the 1v1 player pool anymore? Like, 1v1 has just been the same shit for a few years, and honestly gotten worse in my opinion, but no one cares about my opinion. But like, yeah, when I say getting worse, I just feel like the decisions, like, motherfucking, I used to fucking hate Clerica Smelly Socks, cause she would fucking lock me all the time. And I'm like, man, don't you have anything fucking better to do? And like, she always like made like weird decisions and had like weird opinions, like fucking don't ban Terra. But like, I don't know, when I see like arguments in like 1v1 and Smogon these days, they feel like they're so like bad faith, or they're so like not thought out, or they're so like not community oriented. I feel like it's impossible to have a good debate. Like personally, I think okay, this is my hot take. I think if motherfuckers cared about 1v1, like if you had like me, Zach, and Crucify still playing, I feel like Black and White would have gotten nuked years ago. Like that tier offers nothing. Not really fun to watch. It's not the worst tier to play, but no one builds it and no one plays it. Like Itchy Foot took a big ass break and then came back, and then I was like, oh wow, Itchy Foot is like 6 or 8K for a person that actually, like, a real human being that plays Black and White 1v1. Like, that's just an underpay. And like that to me, that tier should have just kind of like been in DPP cease to exist OGPL limbo, because it doesn't offer anything. It offers nothing. Not really fun to watch gameplay. Not particularly fun to play gameplay anymore because the meta is all centralized. Not really, like, I don't know. It doesn't offer shit. There's no one good that plays it, because you can just, if you can get a cheap player that plays it, why would you get an expensive player that can play it? And then you have to have build for them, and that's a nightmare because who the fuck wants to build? And then it's kind of just core, like reusing the same cores. And then Thunderous got banned, which I think was an amazing ban, but the sentiment was kind of just like, oh well, I guess eventually we'll have to ban it, and like, I don't know, let's have something new. Like, man, this video visually offers nothing, but this is such a rant about like, oh, 1v1 fell off, bro, blah blah blah. But like, that's the sentiment right now. If you care about 1v1 tours, you should realize that other people, if you are truly stupidly locked in, you should realize other people don't care as much as you, and you should use that to your advantage. And you do need a certain skill threshold to use that to your advantage, but dude, no one cares that much. People, if you lose a Zera Aura to a Moltres Galar, you don't give a fuck. You just don't. You don't care whether you win or lose. If this happens, if you think and you decide, yeah man, I'm just gonna click Fire Punch, you don't give a fuck. You just don't. You just don't give a fuck. You just don't give a fuck. I don't really have that much more to say with this video. In my head, this was supposed to be a really interesting one. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The moral of the story is, I personally, like, will do a certain section. I will, like, play basketball on Friday and then use all my energy and then, you know, rest, and then whenever I feel like playing again, I play again, right? Or like, I'll enter this one Pokemon tournament, or this 2 Pokemon tournaments because I want to win both, and that's it. I've told a lot of my friends to stop signing up for shit, so that they can like recharge, you know what I mean, and then win the next tour. Because if you're in a perpetual state of giving your 50%, you gotta have like a fucking Christmas miracle to win, especially if you're good. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Let me know your thoughts on the video, and also, yeah, check out my other channel if you enjoy Nuzlocke and ROM hack shit, which I'm sure you all know. Peace.